The 2022 SSDI Social Security Disability Income and Earnings Limits for Non-Blind Beneficiaries. I have all the numbers you need to know in this video, so let's get into it right away. But really quickly, thank you so much for watching. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so, and I am here for you each and every day bringing all the latest updates as well as talking through other very important information that you certainly need to know right now as things are changing very rapidly. So again, thank you so much for watching, subscribe down below, and let's get into this right away. Alright, so the Social Security Administration sends out SSDI, Social Security Disability Insurance payments, to over 8 million beneficiaries each and every month. However, they categorize these 8 million beneficiaries into two separate categories: blind and non-blind. This video is dedicated to non-blind SSDI beneficiaries. If you are a blind SSDI beneficiary, I do have a dedicated video for you as well, talking about the income and earnings limits going into 2022. Check out that video. Otherwise, at the very end of this video, I can also mention the SSDI earnings limits for blind individuals going into 2022. However, I want to strictly talk about non-blind SSDI beneficiary income and earnings limits in 2022. All right, so let's get into this and talk through this a little further. All right, so to be completely transparent with you, I am actually filming this video in late 2021. So if you plan on starting to work anytime between now and the end of 2021, your income and earnings limits are actually going to be a little bit different until 2022 actually starts, right? So let me quickly tell you what those limits are here in 2021, just in case you want to start working. The limit on a monthly basis is $1,310 right here in 2021. All right, now let's talk about 2022 for non-blind SSDI beneficiaries. That limit actually bumps up on a monthly basis by $40 up to $1,350 each and every month. So, now this is for non-blind SSDI beneficiaries. So you can work and actually earn up to $1,350 each and every month as a non-blind SSDI beneficiary in 2022 without fear of actually sacrificing or having any of your SSDI benefits garnished. Pretty cool, right? So this actually results in a $480 annualized increase to the amount that you can actually earn over the course of the entire year. So it's $40 each and every month over the course of 12 months, which is actually $480 annualized, right? So hope that makes sense. But that is actually a pretty nice little raise right there. Of course, it's not a ton. It's not that much at all. But at the end of the day, at least it is something. So you can actually earn a little bit more, $480 over the course of the entire year, $40 per month, without fear that your benefits will be stopped and or garnished in some way. All right. So I hope that helps you out with those numbers. This is something that is actually very important and that you certainly need to take note of, especially if you are somebody who is currently working and or you intend to start working in 2022. Now here's why. Because if you start working or you are currently working and you potentially exceed the earnings limits in 2022 of $1,350, you could potentially be facing some garnishments of benefits. And if it continues long enough, or if you earn way more than the limit, you could be looking at kind of a bad situation, right? So let's quickly talk about some best practice going into 2022 if you are working or if you intend to start working. This stuff is very important. I know it's boring. Nobody wants to hear about this kind of stuff, but it's something that we need to cover because it's so incredibly important. Now, that is, if you intend to start working in 2022, the best thing I would say to do before you start working, call Social Security and have a conversation with an agent and tell them your intentions. So typically when you call Social Security, right, you type in your Social Security number, you sit on hold for 4 hours and 28 minutes, and then finally you get to talk to somebody, right? So I honestly don't think that's too far exaggerated right there. I mean, seriously, when you call them, it is a long time that you sit on hold. However, you finally talk to an agent and you say, here's the deal. I'm receiving SSDI benefits. Obviously, they have your account pulled up because you've previously typed in your social. And by the way, make sure you're calling the right number, especially if you're typing in your social. Anyway, so you connect with an agent. They have your account pulled up. They can see everything about you and just say, here's the deal. I'm going to start working, and they want to know all the information about the work you're going to be doing. They're going to want to know, what kind of work are you doing? Who are you working for? What is the address of the employer? How many hours per week do you intend on working? How much are you going to be earning per hour? Are you going to be salary? They're going to want to know how much do you earn when you're planning on starting to work. They want to know all of this information. Now, I get it. A lot of this information is somewhat personal. However, you certainly want to share all of this information with them, because here's the thing. If you don't share it with them, they will find out. And if you do not tell them about your working and your income, things like this, they will eventually find out, and it is not going to be a good situation, especially if you are earning over the limit. So it's very, very important that you call Social Security and you have a conversation with an agent about your intentions to start working in 2022. Now, here's another thing too. I get it. It's completely scary, right? I'm calling Social Security to tell them to basically take away my benefit. Don't look at it that way. It's not the case. They want to encourage you to work and do whatever is within the parameters of what you feel that you can do as a disability beneficiary, right? So they are there to work on your behalf and to help you out through this, right? So the agent is actually going to be there and think, okay, your earnings limit is up to $1,350 in 2022 on a monthly basis. Your monthly benefit is X, and you're going to be working, 20 hours a week and earning $20 an hour, or again, it's going to be different for everybody. I'm just making this stuff up as a quick example. So they're going to work through all the numbers with you and figure out how much can you actually work on a monthly basis or maybe even a weekly basis based on your income as far as your hourly rate or your salary, and figure out how much you can actually earn before you actually sacrifice potentially some of your benefits. So they will be there as your advocate, working with you through all these numbers and figuring out exactly how much you can earn before you would actually sacrifice your benefits. So that is why it's so important. Not only that, they want to take note of all this and have it in their system, noting that you are actually working, because, like I said a minute ago, if you are working and you're earning an income and you don't tell them about it, they're going to find out eventually, okay? You need to be transparent. It's very, very important. However, I do totally get it. It's very scary to make that phone call and say, hey, I'm going to be starting to work in 2022, and, I'm kind of scared I might lose my benefit. You just got to have that phone call, because maybe you make the phone call and they say, based on your income and based on being a non-blind individual, you can earn up to the $1,350 a month. Based on what you're going to be earning per hour, things like this, you can work up to, they might give you a number, I don't know, 18 and a half hours per week, based on everything, to bring you right up to the limit without actually worrying about losing your benefit. Again, I'm just making up numbers as far as how many hours and things like that. But that's why I'm saying, because I'm giving you that as an example, simply because they will be able to figure all that out for you based on all the information that you give them, so that you can get right up to that limit as far as your income, if you just so decide to do so, and still get your full benefit each and every month. One more thing I want to point out. It is not required for SSDI beneficiaries to work on a monthly or even weekly basis to get your benefit. This is just something above and beyond if you choose to do so, okay? It is not required at all, okay? So another thing too is, we get it. As an SSDI beneficiary, obviously, you're probably working with a disability. I get it. I'm blind. I know what it's like, right? Of course, I don't know everybody's situation, so I can't be like, oh, I know what it's like to be you. I don't know what it's like to be you. But my point is, as somebody with a disability, of course, it makes it tough to work. It makes it very hard to work. Maybe you can only work 2 hours a week. That's fine. Totally fine. It does not matter. That is totally okay. It's okay. It just does not matter. But have that conversation with Social Security anyway, so that they can work through these numbers with you, okay? If it's an hour per week that you can work, that's okay. Seriously, it doesn't matter. Just do your best. I get it. Working with a disability is a tough thing, right? But they do have these provisions out there. So if you are somebody with a disability and you do want to work, they do have the ability, or they do have these earnings limits so that you can work up to that, right? So it's kind of cool. All right, so if you are a blind SSDI beneficiary, as I mentioned earlier, I will throw the numbers down for you really quickly. Otherwise, I will advise, go back and check out that other video that I do have out there for blind SSDI beneficiaries and the earnings limits. But here they are really quickly, as I said I would do. So in 2022, the earnings limits for blind individuals receiving SSDI is $2,260 each and every month, okay? That is for blind SSDI beneficiaries. So, hope that helps you out, but please go back and check out the other video. That one's dedicated for SSDI beneficiaries who are blind and their earnings limits for 2022. So, hope that helps you out. Please make sure to subscribe down below. I'll continue to be here for you each and every day to help out in any way that I possibly can. Thanks again. Feel free to share this video with your friends, family, and social media, especially if those individuals are also receiving SSDI benefits. All right, thank you so much. Enjoy, subscribe down below, and I'll catch you again later in the next video.